119 of the All the Books Show, recorded at the David A. Howe Public Library.
And you can also find us at 92.7 FM in Angelica. Hi, folks.
And we're talking about book news, author news, and literary news.
All sorts of stuff. I'm Nick Gunning.
I'm Eric Mickles.
And joining us... Hey.
You switched that intro around so you could say you're Nick Gunning first.
You think?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty clever if that's what I did.
Oh, yeah. It probably wasn't your plan then.
Yeah, I think after...
That's what you're like.
After 5 or 6 false starts to opening this show, all cleverness has already gone out the window,
Yeah, that was
so there's
bad.
nothing here. But anyway, you interrupted me as I was about to introduce our guest, making her second appearance on the All the Book Show, my sister, Kristi Van Valkenburg.
Hey, guys.
Ooh, you hear that enthusiasm?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about book
Felt
news.
like a side character from Bring It On.
Yeah, you're right. It did. Let's talk about,
Sorry about that, Kristi.
bookmark. Here's the part of the show where we talk about the things we've been reading, suggest things you might want to try, or things you might want to stay away from. Kristi's been on a roll. It's like she's on death row
Well, she can
and
go
has
first.
to read all the things she can possibly read in a short span of time. So it's been
Great.
She's been like a reading machine.
Glad I read all those Bring It On novels so I could go third.
Yeah, you're right. No, I want you to start us off. Go ahead.
No, I didn't really read it.
Oh, you
Bring
didn't?
It On
Okay.
novels.
All right. Well, you want me to go first then?
I thought Kristi was going first.
You know what? I'm not going to put her on the spot.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can go first.
All right. Well, I read a lot of graphic novels, so I'm going to pound through those really quickly. I read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Amazing Adventures #1 because, as you recall, I just found out that an old buddy of mine from my high school days is one of the main illustrators on that.
Right.
So, hiya, Chad.
You dated his sister.
Well, no.
Oh.
I tried to date his sister.
Sorry, was that not
But we
something
did-
I should have shared?
But we
on
did
air?
go. We did go to prom together. So anyway,
Whoops.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Amazing Adventures looks good. Not great to read,
right.
if I'm being honest.
Nice save. I got to tell you, sometimes I forget the conversations we have in private in the car
Yeah.
versus on air.
Hey, well, we're just a loose, relaxed podcast here.
Yeah.
So, I also read Volume 2 of the Star Trek Green Lantern mashup.
Okay.
I'm loving it, man. Are you gonna read Volume 2? You read the first one.
Yeah, I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Get off my case.
Interested? Excited
we
about
just
it?
We just got it.
I know.
Yeah, I'm interested, I guess.
Okay.
The Manhunters are in it, right?
Yeah, the Manhunters
Not
are in
Martian
it.
Manhunter.
Not Martian
The
Manhunter.
Manhunters.
Yes, correct.
They're different.
Correct.
Yeah.
Kristi, have you read any Green Lantern?
She's never
No.
read Green Lantern.
Have you seen the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie?
I don't think so.
Actually,
Oh,
we
boy.
started to watch it once, and it was really boring, so we stopped.
Real bad.
We
But you
started
love
to.
it.
Well, no, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would,
Yeah.
but we were going to watch the extended version, and it was just so
Oh my
dull
gosh.
that we
I
stopped.
will tell you, the flack Green Lantern got
Yeah.
now seems unfair.
It does.
Considering
All the-
I don't think Justice League is any better than Green Lantern was. And it seems like people are going out of their way to defend the good things about Justice League.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
nobody has a nice thing to say about
No.
Mark Strong. He's great at Sinestro.
Yeah, he is a good
They
Sinestro.
If they don't keep anything, they should keep Mark
Keep
Strong.
Mark Strong. Let's see. I read Volume 4 of The Amazing Spider-Man Worldwide. Loving that series.
Yeah.
In it, Peter's like a tech mogul,
Yeah.
a la Tony Stark. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. It's a pretty good series. And from a personal friend of mine and Eric's, Alexander McCall Smith, his latest
He didn't
in the...
really meet me.
He didn't?
No.
Oh.
We didn't really hit it off.
He and I hung out, talked about how there's no way that Donald Trump was going to get elected president. So now I feel foolish.
Yeah, well,
But-
look at him.
Yes,
He's a renowned author.
That's true. Yeah, if he
So-
should know anything.
Yeah.
But I finished House of Unexpected Sisters, which is the latest in the #1 Ladies Detective Agency series.
Hey, that kind of happened to you. Hence our guest.
Yeah, yeah. I have an unexpected sister right here. Kristi, say hi.
Hello.
She already said hi, so I
Yeah,
don't know why I made her
yeah.
do it again.
Yeah, but that was unexpected.
I could see that she was hoping that I wouldn't turn the mic towards her,
Yeah.
and the big brother in me just felt that I had to.
Yeah.
Anyway, House of Unexpected Sisters.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing with the #1 Ladies Detective Agency.
Yeah?
It's about the journey, man.
Oh,
You're not waiting for a big payoff at the end. It's not the kind of thing where you're going to be like, I wonder who did it. It's all about the journey.
Yeah. Who did it?
So it doesn't matter because it's
Okay.
all about the journey.
Right.
And sometimes that's okay. And in this one, it is okay. But I always find myself getting just a touch impatient. Like I
Right.
want them to move just a little bit more quickly. But overall, I like what's going on.
Uh-huh.
So-
You have a short attention span.
Do I?
Yeah.
Hey, I like that shirt.
Thanks, man.
You're looking good.
Hey, you already said that today.
I know, but it was in the car. It was
Yeah.
a personal car
That's
conversation,
true.
so it's different. But anyway, I would like it, and if you're a fan of the series, I think you will like it too. But it certainly doesn't. Nothing new here. Besides possibly an unexpected sister, but I digress. Currently, I'm reading two things that I do not like.
All right.
I'm reading Still Life by Louise Penny. This
Yeah.
is for our Page Turners book club. My wife read this several years ago and liked it. Your wife read it, hated it. And Louise Penny's a big favorite of the book club, so I think everybody's going to like it. So I think your wife and I might be the odd ones out who are not enjoying this book.
Yeah.
But this is a long-running series for her. Still going. I think the latest one just came out, so Louise Penny still as popular as ever. I have not been impressed with book one so far.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss that in Page Turner's book club, and everybody is welcome to join us for that. That is going to meet on, December 5th.
Nice.
At 3:30, December 6th.
3:30.
It's a Wednesday, December 6th at 3:30. And then after that, we're reading Jerusalem Inn by Martha Grimes. That is our Christmas mystery book. So if you like Christmas and you like mysteries
Yeah.
and you like Martha Grimes
Yeah.
and you like me,
It's not going to be any room in that Jerusalem Inn.
probably not.
So,
They've got a stable,
yeah.
so it should be
just
fine.
a little nativity humor
Should
there.
be totally fine. And I'm also reading Watchmen,
Yeah.
the graphic novel by Alan Moore.
Uh-huh.
I don't get it.
Do you want to have this conversation on air in front of people?
It's okay. I mean, we'll wait till I finish it.
Oh, okay.
I think off mic, Eric made the point that like I've seen a lot of things that are
You've seen deconstructed heroes many times.
stuff that Watchmen at its time was really like pioneering has sort of become old hat at this point. I think I'm feeling that a little
But I
bit.
still think it does it great. It's still one of the great ones.
It's very long. Again, it's long.
It's 12
And
issues.
but
There's
they're
the short attention span I was talking. There it
Maybe you're
is.
right. Maybe you're right. But they're long issues and the prose in between. I feel prose in the middle of a graphic novel, I feel the same way I feel about like a rap in the middle of a pop song. I don't
Right.
want it.
Oh.
I don't want it.
Well, sometimes I like the rap parts in the pop
Yeah,
song.
because you love Rihanna.
Yeah.
So
Also, they're not in the middle. They're at the end of each individual issue.
end of each issue. You're right.
So you got to remember that.
But they're in the middle of the collection.
yes.
And they're not short.
Yeah.
They're like 4 or 5 pages each
Yeah.
of a lot of text.
And I got to reread Watchmen. That
Go
was
ahead.
great. That was a good time.
Do you think that I would enjoy the movie?
I don't know.
Really?
I can't.
We've sat across from each other 119 episodes now, and you don't know if I would enjoy the
I
movie
don't know.
Watchmen?
You ended up liking Justice League enough you
Sure
could see it a
did.
second time.
Yes, I would.
So I really don't know anymore. You don't like Guardians of the Galaxy, but you like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is just more of Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
I mean, neither one of them
So-
are really like on my tops,
Right.
to be fair.
But I never know.
Kristi, we've already talked about Justice League, but what are your thoughts?
Oh, jeez.
Well, I wasn't a huge fan of the movie. I liked it enough to sit through it, but I wouldn't go again.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a stirring.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
great. I could sit through it once.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's it for me as far as books I'm reading.
Okay.
All right, Eric, why don't you take it?
Did Kristi just point at me?
Yeah,
like,
she did.
Like she's directing
Yeah,
me
she
when
is.
to. Kristi, I don't think you know whose podcast this is.
She's putting off. She's
don't
putting
think
off
you-
talking.
No. Oh, I get it. Okay. Well, to Kristi then.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay.
What have I read since?
I have no idea, so I keep
I read
asking.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
The Osage Murders and the Birth of the FBI by David Gran, who wrote Warriors of the Lost Temple. No, he wrote Lost City of Z.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Did you watch that movie, Lost City of Z?
no, I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to.
Okay.
What? Have you?
We started it and just felt really dull and didn't finish it. So short attention span.
Because
Go
of the
ahead.
attention span.
Yeah. Comedy rule of 3. You got it right there.
Oh, jeez.
So
What if something else happens later though?
Can't say it.
Maybe.
Can't say
Maybe
it.
because the fourth is so so surprising. It's
Yeah,
like
that's true.
It's like a sister
You
that you
think
don't
we'll
expect to show up.
an unexpected.
An unexpected sister. Killers of the Flower Moon was good. I already talked about how it made me drop my jaw at one point.
Yeah.
Because they were like, and actually, it was this person. I was like, oh. But it's good. I mean, it's depressing because you're not going to read it and like, they've solved the case of who was murdering these Native Americans,
Sure.
and so everything was all right for those people for the rest of time. But it's still interesting to, the story is dark and morbid, and the way murders are, and the birth of the FBI is pretty good. So
Was that a finalist for the Goodread's Choice Awards?
yeah, it's up for history.
Did you vote for it?
I didn't read anything this year on the Goodreads Awards, so
Okay.
no, I don't like
Well-
to vote just for the one thing I've read.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, yeah, I know what you're saying, but I also sort of feel like, but that was the one book in that category that appealed to you, so
That's true.
that's something.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Goodreads Choice Awards, the final round is done.
Yeah.
So right
You
now
can't vote
they're
anymore.
tabulating. So
Yeah.
we'll tell you the results of the Goodreads Choice Awards next week.
yeah,
We don't know them right
unless
now.
there's a recount.
There could be a recount. Yeah,
That's
too
true.
close to call.
Yeah.
Is it too late to make a hanging Chad joke? Is that
Hanging Chad?
okay? So then yes, yes, it's too late. It's too late, everyone. Moving on.
All right. I also finally finished Lovecraft Country by Matt Ruff. Anyone who's joined in the past 4 episodes might not know I even started this book.
I was going to say,
because I had
totally
started this for
forgot.
Halloween. Now, you remember I said I was reading it, and I was having a hard time getting into it.
Yeah.
And so I just need to like sit down and push myself through. And then I finished like this part of the story, and realized it was segmented stories.
Okay.
Because there was like a couple like, I don't know, 60 pages, and it was this one story about them going off and looking for the main character's father.
Okay.
And everything. And I thought that's what the book was going to be about. And then it switched points of view, and it was a different story and everything. And I was like, oh, that's going to happen. So I thought, okay, maybe that'll happen like another, like it's 3 short, segmented stories. But it's actually a lot of small stories in there. And once I figured that out, I was able to like get into the rhythm, like, oh, I can read this and then put it down and then come back and read the next one. And it makes a lot of sense because Lovecraft didn't write.
I want like disclaimers when
Yes.
books like that, because there's been a lot of books where I read way too much of it before I realized that. And
Well, H.P. Lovecraft didn't write novels. He wrote short stories and novellas that would be like collected and together.
Okay.
So in that way, it also kind of harkens back to Lovecraft. So I guess I should have expected that. But once I figured that out, I was able to like find the rhythm and just like cruise through it. But at first, it was just harder. So it's good.
Did it feel like a Halloween read? Would you still classify it as a Halloween read?
As it goes on, like after the second story, I didn't really find any of the horror elements to actually be creepy or anything.
Okay.
It uses like a lot of magic and sorcery and stuff as it goes on, but that stuff never really scares me. It just kind of uses the whole...
So you're not afraid of magic. You're not afraid of black magic.
No, I'm afraid of magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you just said it. That's fine. The record will show.
As it goes on, the magic just becomes an excuse to show how racist everybody was in the 50s.
Okay.
And like that stuff stays effective throughout the whole thing. The just like how integrated racism was and still is.
Yeah.
But I feel like any of the creepiness that was going on at the beginning just kind of, I don't know, you get used to it, I guess. So, you could still read it as a Halloween
Would you
read.
recommend it?
Yeah.
Do you think you have to be a Lovecraft fan to really... No?
No, I don't think so. I think he uses that to get people to read a book like this that normally wouldn't read it. I mean, it's still like urban fantasy.
Right. Like the Dresden Files?
Well, I just mean like there's like a secret society of magic.
Okay.
But yes, like the Dresden Files are urban fantasy.
All right.
Yeah, so I would recommend it.
Okay.
Okay.
What else you got?
I read. Oh, hey, so I resubscribed to Marvel Unlimited.
Eric is tripping the live fantastic with the Marvel Comics.
Tripping the live fantastic.
Yeah, you're going.
I did trip on a chair today at Dunkin' Donuts.
Did
near
you?
The fellow, yeah, Kristi was there.
Kristi, is that true?
It totally happened.
Yeah.
Was it hilarious?
It was so hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it like an arm spinning kind of situation?
my foot got caught into a chair.
Yeah.
And I basically, and you know how loud the chairs sound when they get dragged at that Dunkin' Donuts.
Do I?
That chair was being dragged by my foot for a good like 5 minutes as I'm trying not to fall over. And the line is pretty big. Everybody like stopped and looked. Even people just stopped, like turned around. And I just had to like get my feet and just turn and be like, sorry, everybody. Sorry.
I ruined your morning.
Yep. I did apologize.
Kristi, if that happens again, you call me immediately. Do you understand?
How about I just record it?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't like
Yes.
Yeah. So,
No, it's done. It's done.
yeah. It was dangerous. I almost died. Almost went right into that ice machine.
Did you?
It was by the ice machine.
Okay.
Anyway, so Marvel Unlimited is a app that you
Yeah.
can download, though not on Kindle, I guess. You can't use it on Amazon Kindles or Surface Pros. So I guess on iPads.
Okay.
And usually it's $10 a month or $60 a year.
Okay.
And you get unlimited access to a bunch of Marvel comics. The new stuff
Man,
is.
are you getting a cut?
Yeah, I'm in the pocket of big Marvel.
Jeez.
So
Mickey Mouse himself just heard that.
the newest stuff the newest stuff is 6 months old. So so like the new stuff now was released in May.
Oh boy.
But
different
when you
time.
think about that, that's basically the same as like graphic novels
true.
when they get published.
There's almost no benefit.
What? There is, because
No, you're right.
you would buy what 4 graphic novels at Marvel's print price
seriously.
before, as opposed to this.
Yeah.
But it has like everything as well. It
Does
has
it?
all their old stuff.
What
No,
about the
there's
full Gambit run, Eric?
no, it doesn't have the full Gambit
run?
run from
Okay.
'98.
So I guess it doesn't have everything.
So yeah, there are runs where. Are you in the pocket of big DC today?
Maybe.
DC doesn't even have an app.
No.
Don't lash out at me because
I don't
of
think
that.
they have an app or money. They couldn't afford me.
So yes, sometimes they'll have like a series, like Gambit's 1998
Yeah.
series that went 25 issues. They'll have the first 4 issues and then the last 3 issues and nothing in between it. And like they fill it out like eventually, but it's like, why not just do it all at once?
Yeah, just do it.
So that's frustrating. But they do have most of their series have their full runs. So
I should hope.
I'm using that to get back into the X-Men,
Yep.
their current events, because I'm not up to date with the X-Men.
Like a
as
kid
it
in the
is.
candy store.
Yeah, so I've been, but I have so much old stuff I need to read. So I'm reading Cable and
that's
Deadpooled
shameful.
by Fabian Nicieza. That's from like 2005.
Right.
That's pretty good though. It's funny because that's before Deadpool got, I don't know how to
Ryan
call it.
Reynolds.
Yeah, he was still funny while being a character.
Yeah.
He still had like desires and goals and stuff that weren't just being a random joke machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. He's not as like drop dead funny as maybe he became. I don't even know if that's true. There's a lot less like him pointing at his crotch and being like, "Ha ha!" and we all have to laugh around with him. But I also don't read a lot of stuff with Cable. So, but Cable's going to be in the new Deadpool movie.
You know, I get liking the Deadpool movie, but I'm always baffled. Yeah, I know. I don't particularly. Kristi's shaking her head no, everyone.
Yeah, okay.
But I am pretty baffled when people are like, it was so funny. I laughed all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, was it?
It's probably the same people
Did
that
he
were
make a lot
laughing
of
at
jokes?
like Eurotrip and I can't come up with anything. Whatever
Good
genre.
for you for pulling out Eurotrip. Jeez.
Yeah.
Somewhere Tom Green is writing you a personal thank you note.
Yeah. All right, so I'm currently reading. Sorry, I had a joke and I'm like, no, I can't
was
make
some
that
dead
joke.
air.
Sorry about that, everybody. I'm reading Hulk by John Byrne, which John Byrne was pretty good in the 80s, but he writes a pretty bad Hulk.
Okay.
So this one isn't so bad because other people were helping him out. I'm reading Black Panther by Christopher Priest. This is a pretty famous run by Christopher Priest. This was a late 90s. It ran for like 66 issues.
Okay.
I don't know how Black Panther was thought of before, but this was kind of like everybody kind of thinks it made him like cool.
Okay.
Like a very cool Black Panther.
A smooth operator.
And then I'm reading some Amazing Spider-Man volumes before
Whip.
I get to the worldwide stuff.
Nice.
Hey, we do talk about comic books a lot on this.
Were you going to say we don't talk about
Yeah, I was about to say we
comic
don't talk about comic book
Jeez.
news a lot.
books? Our listeners collectively roll their
Yeah.
eyes.
Brian Michael Bendis of
Switched-
Marvel
jumped
fame
ship.
went to DC.
Yeah. But if there's any good time to be on Team DC, it's right now.
Yeah.
Am I right?
So Brian Michael Bendis,
Yeah.
for people who don't know, which might be most of our listeners,
Yeah.
he's been writing at Marvel Comics since I think 1998.
Wow.
Maybe
It's a long time.
before then doing smaller
Hanson
stuff.
was still together then, if you could believe it.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah. I might be wrong but it's been forever. He's been there. He wrote Ultimate Spider-Man. That started in 2001. He wrote Daredevil and brought him back from the dead, basically.
Yeah.
And a bunch of stuff, and wrote a bunch of really good comics. Jessica Jones.
Jones,
He
yeah.
created her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Alias
then I don't know, somewhere between like 2005 and now, he became a terrible writer. It felt like.
Ooh.
Basically, anytime he wrote
Yeah,
a team,
you're pretty harsh on Brian Michael Bendis.
well, it's whenever he writes a team book. He can't write team books. He just wants to write solo characters, and all his team books just have a bunch of solo characters talking, and then other people in the background. And there's like no action. His Avengers run is terrible, and I hate him on the X-Men. I hate when he writes the
every
X-Men so
time
much.
you read a Bendis book, your Goodreads review is like, I think I'm done with Bendis.
Yeah,
You can't quit him.
yeah. But now I can because he quit.
DC.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so he hasn't been good in a while.
Yep. We got that.
But now
covered.
DC has him.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be good again at DC?
They need a win.
Do you
so I
think
hope
DC
so.
will be like the shot to the arm for Bendis?
Yeah.
Is there a character you want to see Brian Michael Bendis? Because you've read Brian Michael Bendis
Yeah.
stuff. Is there a character you want him to write?
Yeah. Nightwing.
Green Arrow?
He could be a fun Nightwing author.
Yeah. Do you think Nightwing's a bit too like chipper for him?
Maybe.
He tends to write like people who
Well,
are like,
not today.
oh yeah.
Nightwing's been a drag for
Yeah.
a long time now. But we got to stop talking about this.
Do we?
I think so.
Man, I wish we had a comic book
It's
podcast.
been a long time.
All right.
But a comic book podcast. What a revolutionary idea.
Yeah.
I don't think there are any.
No. Yeah.
Do you?
Let's go talk about some more James Patterson. So anyway, I have a book on order. The reason I don't have like a book is because I
Yes.
finished. What was it I just finished? Lovecraft Country. I thought I was going to read Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology, but I guess I'm just not in the mood for it.
Okay.
I thought like I should because it's up for the Goodreads Choice Award as well.
Yeah.
But I just not pre-ordered. I just ordered from the library one of the Witcher books.
The Witcher.
The first Witcher books.
You know The Witcher, Kristi.
I know the games.
Do you like the games?
I do.
What is the best game?
I think 2.
2,
Whoa.
Eric? Do you concur?
I haven't played them. I bought Witcher 3 thinking I could skip the first 2 games.
Yeah.
Couldn't, so I bought the first 2 games. But then now I have to read the books first.
You're not supposed to skip games, Eric.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you got to listen to her.
yeah.
All right, so you're going to read.
I'll talk about that on my video game podcast.
You're going to read a Witcher book.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it's The Last Wish is what I ordered. It's the first one.
Okay.
So there's
What an adorable title for a book about witchers. And a witcher is someone who
hunts monsters.
hunts monsters.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not a witch.
He's not a witch.
Yeah, I don't even think he deals with witches that much.
Okay, well,
Kristi?
it's not a good name.
Are witches very much involved in The Witcher?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess there are witches.
Oh, boy.
Well, he's not a witch himself.
He's not a witch.
Right.
All right, cool.
So there's that, and I also what was the other book I was going to pick? It doesn't matter. Oh, I want to read the Darth Maul book, Lockdown. I have
Yes.
that ready because I got to read some Star Wars books.
My
before
brother
Star
just
Wars.
read it. He gave it a thumbs up.
Lockdown.
Yeah.
No, he read the graphic novel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
want to
right.
read the book.
Oh, the book you're talking about. Yes, okay. The one you've had forever.
Hey, good news. Also, I completed my Goodreads challenge of
Congratulations.
2017, Marine Challenge.
Congratulations, man.
First time in like 7 years that it's been like a thing that I had to do. Something happened
I
with
guess.
me, man.
It's still over
Something
a month
died.
away, but... And you know Goodreads is having a problem where they're not listing dates, so you might even have done it a long time ago and just didn't know.
Well, it's fixed now.
Good.
All right.
All right, well, is that it for you?
Yeah.
All right, Kristi, you've been on a roll. You want to talk about... Let's talk about selection series.
Yes, the selection series by Kira Cass is like the most amazing book that I've read, I believe.
Wow.
High
Jeez.
praise.
Yes. She had also wrote novellas for the selection series.
Yeah.
Set before or after?
Happily Ever After is what it's called.
In between the books, so
A midquel.
yeah, a midquel.
Yeah.
And also some prequels.
Yeah. How do you like that, Nick? You wouldn't know where to start.
I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be totally lost.
So those are just fun to read. I mean, I enjoyed reading all of them. I didn't enjoy her novellas as much as I did her regular books, but I think that's a normal thing. Happily Ever After was not a good book.
Is that just standalone?
No, it's actually one of her selection series books. It was like all of the novellas put together and then some short stories at the end. It's like, okay, so I had already read all the novellas and they're going to put them all in one book again and then short stories at the very end. I was confused.
Is this the one where you said or you read somewhere that it was like The Bachelor and Hunger Games combined?
Yes, and I 100% agreed with that review.
Eric, does that make you want to read them or
Yeah,
not
that
read them?
might be the strongest elevator pitch in the world.
Do we have these books, don't we, Eric?
Yeah, I'm good at my job.
Well, I know that you are. I know that you are. Have they been popular here with our
Yeah, they stay
readers?
popular. They're not like as big as the ones you hear about all the time, but they're not. And I wouldn't say they're as big as like Sarah J. Maas's, Throne of Glass books.
Yeah.
But they still remain They're constantly checked out and like the whole thing. So
Is it over now? Is the series like done, or are there still more coming out?
The selection series is done. She has also written a standalone fiction book called The Siren. It definitely was not as great as the selection series, but still pretty good. I like her writing, so
And did you listen to most of those on audio, right?
I did. I read all of them on audio.
Good reader. The
the
person
person
who
who
was
read
reading
the books are there.
There was actually multiple people reading the books, so it wasn't just one.
I find that can kind of make or break. You know, if a book is kind of bad but the reader's great, like it does a whole lot. But even like a great book, a bad reader will just totally demolish. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey man,
It
I know.
happens.
I listened to Wesley Crusher read Red Shirts. So what's his name?
Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
It's
good.
fine.
Kristi's also reading Archie. Did you read those ever, Eric? I can't remember. You didn't even.
No, I guess I'm not that good at my
you
job.
didn't pick up one. If I was gonna recommend one to you, I would go Jughead. What do you think?
Yes. Jughead Volume 2 was the greatest. It was hilarious. They brought in Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, you know who you wouldn't want her to cross with? The Witcher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
He'd kill her dead.
And so they did a whole thing with Jughead and Sabrina
Yeah.
on a date, and it just didn't go well, but it was hilarious.
That's good. Yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Volume 2, Ryan North from like Dinosaur Comics fame takes over writing Jughead, and you can definitely feel it if you've read any of the Dinosaur Comics.
Right.
It's very, very clear that it's his style. Volume 3 just came out, and I haven't read it yet.
Yeah. Kristi, are you going to read the Sabrina the Teenage Witch scary horror book show that we have?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. It's not as funny
No.
or as fun as the Archie book.
It's a series called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and they're like,
It's scary.
I put it down.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this is.
It looks like a Vertigo tile. It
Yeah.
looks like something Neil Gaiman wrote himself.
Yeah, but that's checked out like 1 billion times.
Yeah, people are crazy for it.
I know.
People love the dark, murderous world of Sabrina the Teenage
Apparently,
Witch.
yeah. Who knew all this
So,
time
yeah.
Archie was being a goody two shoes? He
Yeah.
should have just started killing people.
Yeah.
So crazy times.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that does it for Bookmark.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about book news?
Yeah.
I like the way you pause.
Brian Michael Bendis is now at
I
DC.
don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Well, as we mentioned, the Goodreads Choice Awards are over. So if you didn't vote, you missed your chance. We're going to be talking about that next week. I did want to mention, though not book related, still media related, that the Grammy nominations are out.
Ugh.
You don't want to hear about it?
Well, the Gorillas are up for an award.
Oh, okay.
Alternative
Well,
album.
first of all, I wanted to just drop some knowledge on everyone
Please.
because I have never known the difference between Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Okay, but we
Well,
got it.
Song of the Year is a song.
It's just like a songwriting
Album
thing.
is the album.
It's the whole album.
Record, I don't know.
Record is like the recording of us, like so one song,
Uh-huh.
but it's about the whole picture. Whereas Song of the Year is just a songwriting award. So Record of the Year is like all the production of this one
No,
track.
I still don't get it.
But I just told you.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense to
Well,
me.
I'm just going to tell you, because there's so many categories in the Grammys, I'm going to tell you just the general
Okay.
nominations.
All
Are you
right.
ready?
Yeah.
Record of the Year, Redbone by Childish Gambino. Despacito by Louis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber. You're a big Bieber fan.
No.
Eric, yes, you are.
Incorrect.
Come on.
No.
Every time I walk by your office, you're like, baby, baby. I hear you all the
No, I
time.
don't.
Stop it. Story of OJ by
I used to think that
Jay-Z.
was Friday. I used to think he was saying Friday.
Humble.
I thought it was Friday.
Humble by Kendrick Lamar and
Yeah.
24K Magic by Bruno Mars. Album of the Year.
Okay.
Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino.
Uh-huh.
444 by Jay-Z.
Uh-huh.
Damn by Kendrick Lamar.
What did you just say?
Melodrama by Lorde. And 24K Magic by Bruno Mars. So those are your general
Yeah,
nominations.
Sure. I
Do you want to
understand
hear?
the difference now.
Do you want to hear Song of the Year?
Yeah.
Okay. Song of the Year. Despacito.
Uh-huh.
444. Issues. 1-800-273-8255.
Uh-huh.
And That's What I Like.
Uh-huh.
So those are for Song of the Year. And of course, do you like that one? Kristi says thumbs up for That's What I Like. Why do you like it?
I don't know. I just
Okay.
Oh.
That
enjoy
you heard it here, folks. Kristi doesn't know why she likes it, but does enjoy it.
All right.
There are a million different categories for the Grammys, and you can see them all at Grammy.com and find all of them. Are we going to talk about this again? We did a Grammy show once or twice before.
Yeah.
You want to do
We
it?
did.
No?
It's fine. I mean, I just...
All right.
It never feels like enough to take up a whole episode.
Okay.
Because I don't understand it. Or most of the time care.
Sure.
Though I did use it to... Last year... here's the problem.
Yeah.
The nominations are out, but they don't do it until like March.
Yeah.
So you get like 5 months of like, oh, we still haven't done the Grammys.
Right.
So that's how I feel. But
Yeah, sorry.
also last year, it got me into Cage the Elephant's "Tell Me I'm Pretty" album
Oh.
because it won Best Alternative Album.
All right.
So I think it did, or maybe it won Best Record. I don't know.
I-
But it won an award. I was like,
Best
I'll check
record
this
is
out.
just one song
All
versus Best Album, which is a whole album.
I don't think it won Best Album.
Okay. Then
Not in a
maybe
world where-
Best Record.
Rihanna exists.
All right. Let's do some pre-pub alerts. All right. So these are
Okay.
some
Why
things.
are you doing what you're doing? You're like crunching up and everything.
Sorry.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about some books that have been announced that are going to be coming to you in a couple of months. This
Pre-pub.
first one, I got to tell you, it makes no sense to me why this is coming out in February. Coming out in February.
Okay.
Raspberry Danish Murder This is by Joanne Fluke. This is book 22 in her Hannah Swenson series.
Right.
These have recipes in the back.
Right.
Look out. Thanksgiving has a way of thawing the frostiest hearts.
Oh,
in
that is
Lake Eden,
confusing.
but that won't be happening for newlywed Hannah Swenson Barton.
Yeah.
Not after her husband suddenly disappears.
Yeah. Maybe she didn't meet her deadline.
Maybe she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love a good Thanksgiving book in February.
Yeah. I love a good murder book where they use the term deadline to
That's
describe
pretty
somebody
good.
like
That's pretty good. I've picked these up a couple of times to try to slip them into the book club, but I
Yeah.
think there would be a revolt.
You ever
So,
try to make anything out of the book?
like a recipe?
No, like a murder.
Oh, like a murder? Yeah. I mean, I've murdered people with her books before. But
Oh my gosh.
that's in my own.
That's gruesome.
That's in my spin-off fiction. So
Okay.
not in real life,
Yeah.
but I write
Yeah.
like the parallel Jack Reacher series, same kind of thing.
Okay.
So, new from Lisa Gardner. Have you read Lisa Gardner? Familiar with Lisa Gardner?
I'm familiar with the name, yes.
Heard the name Lisa Gardner.
Yeah.
Okay. This is book number 9.
I work with kids'
number
books.
9.
Yeah.
Number 9. Detective D.D. Warren, book 9. Look for Me by Lisa Gardner. And number 1 New York Times bestselling author Lisa Gardner's latest twisty thrill ride.
Didn't she write Look Behind You?
Oh, the title. Okay. I was scared. Maybe.
Okay.
Detective D.D. Warren and Findhurst Flora Dane return in a race against the clock to either save a young girl's life or bring her to justice. Ooh.
Oh, it was Iris Johansson.
Spooky stuff there. Also coming to you in February. Not Thanksgiving themed, though, so that's appropriate.
Yeah, I don't want Thanksgiving-themed books in February.
James Grappando. This is another one where I've picked up his books millions of times over the years. And I'm like, I ought to read one of
That's
these.
not how you say it.
What do you think it is?
That might be it.
I think it's
actually.
Grappando, yeah. Anyway, he just won an award. He won the Harper Lee Prize for legal fiction. So take that,
Well,
John Grisham.
good for him.
Anyway, A Death in Live Oak, a Jack Switek novel, book 14 to be precise.
Yeah.
When the body of Jamal Cousin, president of the preeminent black fraternity at the Florida Flagship University, is discovered hogtied in the Stygian water swamps of the Swanee River Valley,
gosh.
the death sets off a firestorm
Did
that
you say
threatens
hog swamp?
hogtied in the swamp.
Okay, I heard hog swamp,
No.
and I was like, oh.
Anyway, the firestorm threatens to rage out of control when a fellow student, Mark Townsend, the president of a prominent white fraternity, is accused of the crime. So we have a racially charged book there.
I like that title, though, because it has opposites of each
Can
other.
I tell you that I forgot it already?
It's Dead and Live Oak.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're
So,
right.
yeah,
That is,
Live
nice
and Oak are the
juxtaposition there.
opposite of each other.
I don't think that's right. New in large print. So if you're a large print fan and you're also a fan of the Curlin St. Mary Mysteries,
Yeah.
book 4 by Catherine
I
Lloyd.
liked large print before it got cool.
Yeah,
I think. It's
yeah,
my thing.
You were in on the ground
I
floor.
was a real fan.
Death Comes to the Fair. Well, that's not where you want it.
Well, is it the fair, like, they, you know what I mean, like pretty, like she's so fair,
No.
or is it like the fair where you go to get cotton candy?
That could be it. They do, these cozy mysteries do like their double meanings.
Yeah.
It's harvest time in the village of
Oh, it's an
Curlin St.
actual
Mary
fair then.
as Lucy and Robert prepare to take their vows, but a murderer has taken an unseasonable vow
Of murder,
of vengeance.
of vengeance. Yeah.
of vengeance.
What would be the season of vengeance?
The season of murder? I
Look,
don't know.
season of vengeance. That's a pretty sweet
That's
title
a
right
great
there.
name. Yeah. Yeah.
All
That
right.
sounds like a book starring The Witcher. Don't you think?
Maybe.
Season
Yeah.
of Vengeance.
Maybe.
I'm just
Kristi?
thinking of Season of the Witch, starring Nick Cage.
All right. Kristi's just giving me non-verbal cues because you won't give her the mic.
I'm sorry. Here you go.
I guess it's a possibility.
Okay,
Okay,
she's
yeah.
open to the possibility that that's a Witcher
You know
book.
what? I could actually surmise that from her non-verbals. I'm sorry we put you on the spot
Yeah,
there with the
seriously.
microphone.
That's kind of on you. All right.
Huh.
Well, let's talk about the New York Times bestseller list.
All right. So, Kristi, this is the New York Times bestsellers list. It's released weekly, and we're going to read the top 10 hardcover nonfiction this week.
Ooh, now, Eric does not like to do the nonfiction list, so this is a special treat.
Okay. No, it just means nothing's changed in the young adult world. So, go ahead.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Number 10, What Happened by Hillary Rodham Clinton.
I can think of a few things.
Yeah, we do this bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 9, Killing England.
You gotta focus on Michigan. It's a swing state.
Bill O'Reilly and Martin Dugard. So I don't know, but I think England is still alive.
England's still alive. Bill O'Reilly's career? No.
Whoa,
Not so
take
much.
that, yeah. England's going to write a rebuttal book called Killing Bill O'Reilly.
Probably.
By England.
The response is just, we're fine.
Yeah.
By England.
How are you? Number
It
8.
made sense when he was covering assassinations.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really make sense that Bill
Yeah.
O'Reilly's writing about presidential assassinations. But then he just started writing about things that are either, one, not people,
Yeah.
or two, people who were fine.
Yeah.
People who were not killed.
Yeah.
People who were killed by time.
Yeah.
So anyway, go on.
Yep. Okay. Number 8, Andrew Jackson and the Miracle of New Orleans by by
boy.
Brian Kilmeade and Don Yeager.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
Number 7, Sisters First by Jenna Bush Hager and Barbara Pierce Bush.
Oh, sisters. Kristi and I are not sisters.
No, how the twin daughters of the former president George Bush
We're
grew up in
sister
the
and
public
brother.
eye. Number 6, Grant by Ron Chernow.
Yeah.
Yeah. everybody knows.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, you better get your pencil ready.
Yeah.
Because of
Hamilton, yeah.
Yeah, Grant
Yeah.
Hamilton.
I'm sorry, I had that moment where I was like, I could probably come up with a Grant rap.
Then you don't know
But-
anything about Grant.
Well, I just thought like I couldn't in the amount of time that we were
That's it.
prior on a podcast.
Yeah.
I'll come back next week. I'll have something ready.
I wish you would.
Number 5, Hacks by Donna Brazil. So this is about the hacky sack phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
In the
Yeah.
no, this is about.
I read the first one that was about Pogs. It
Yeah.
was really
Yeah. No, this is
hard hitting.
This is about the 2016
Like you have to hit
campaign.
Pogs with a slammer.
Yeah.
Hard hitting. Hacks. Okay.
Yeah. 4, Bobby Kennedy by Chris Matthews.
Pass.
You don't like Chris Matthews?
You
don't like Bobby Kennedy?
I love Bobby Kennedy. I don't like Chris Matthews.
No, jeez.
I don't like his writing either.
Bobby Kennedy wrote a book about you, and no, wait, you do like Bob. Chris Matthews wrote a book about you.
Okay.
Doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it. I
He
don't
doesn't
like
like
it.
you.
He doesn't like me.
Yeah. Not your writing anyway.
Makes sense. Makes
So
sense.
he read Time Fox.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How did he get? Oh, that's right, because you published it.
Yeah. Published
That's right.
it and gave it to Chris Matt. No, I would not. Number 3, Leonardo da Vinci by Walter Isaacson. Do you think
Yeah.
everybody's trying to write a biography about a famous,
Just long dead.
long dead in
Yeah.
hopes that Lin-Manuel Miranda will write a
Probably,
stage musical
yeah.
about it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, man, I could do one for Leonardo da Vinci. I know more about him than I do Grant.
probably could.
So we
Probably
were in
could.
a building where Ulysses S. Grant was.
That's true.
Yeah.
James A. Garfield National Historical Site.
Yeah.
We were walking around and they were telling us all sorts of things about James A. Garfield, who was president for, I want to say, 180 days.
Yeah. Not
Most
long.
of those time he was in a bed dying from doctors sticking their fingers in his gun wound.
Yeah.
And so that was cool. And then
Yeah.
they were like, and here's where he met Ulysses S. Grant. We were like, a real president was here?
Whoa! Cool!
Very disrespectful to James A.
Yeah.
Garfield.
Yeah. But I think he understands.
I think he does too.
We're-
I
yeah.
think he'd geek out over it.
Yeah. Number 2, Obama by Pete Souza.
Now he's alive.
Yes.
He is alive. So
More
this
than
is
300 pictures of the former president by his White House photographer.
It's a picture book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Number 1. Oh, it's new. Promise Me, Dad by Joe Biden. Do you think this is him writing to Obama?
No, I don't think so.
The former vice president recalls his toughest year in office as his son battled brain cancer. I feel bad about that Obama joke
I know.
now.
See, I knew it was going to be a dark. I knew.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stop you. You had
Yeah.
to learn on your own. Teach a man to fish. That's what I always say.
Yes.
Well, then he'll know how to fish in the future.
Well, that's
Where
good.
if you just give him fish, he'll be like, I don't like fish.
But I'm about to die from starvation. Give me the fish now, and I'll have the energy to learn fishing later.
That's actually a pretty interesting twist on that
Yeah.
on that anecdote. Now
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know what's right.
Hey, number 11 on the New York Times bestsellers list for hardcover fiction.
That's not part of the rubric that we discuss.
Right, but 11 is Tom Hanks, Uncommon Type. So he's off the top 10.
Oh boy.
So
That did about as well as Larry Crown.
nice.
Thank you.
Got him.
Yeah.
Are you
Tom
gonna-
Hanks, you're roasted.
Are you going to see the Posted? Post. The Post?
The
What's
Post.
it called?
Posted?
The
Posted.
movie by Spielberg,
Okay.
Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, about the New York Post?
Oh, the New York Post. Okay. Sure. Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 10, and you hate Spielberg movies.
I don't hate Spielberg movies.
Just his good ones, like E.T.,
No.
Close Encounter of the Third Kind.
Oh boy. Have you seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Yeah, it's great.
And you love it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't love it, but it was great.
All right.
I wouldn't watch it right now.
Okay.
But if it was on, I'd be like, oh, cool, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This is a cool movie, I would say.
Okay.
You couldn't even say that about E.T.
E.T.?
Is it okay to say E.T. was a cool movie?
Yeah, sure.
It was cool.
Hey, I'm not saying E.T. doesn't have its place. E.T. is obviously a great movie. Just because I find it a little dull
Yeah.
to sit through today.
Do you find it dull because of your... Oh, no, I forgot what I was saying. The rules of three is
Slow attention, low attention.
no attention span.
No
Short attention span.
Short attention span.
Man.
That's it.
All right, well, you're right. I shouldn't have tried to break the rules of three.
I know. I tried to warn you. You
Like
don't
magic, the laws came down on me.
listen. You don't listen.
Number 10 on the New York Times bestsellers list for hardcover fiction, we have Every Breath You Take by Mary Higgins Clark and Alifa
Every
Burke.
movie. Oh, I already did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 9, Typhoon Fury by Clive Cussler and Boyd Morrison. It's just a train.
That's so sad.
Not a single typhoon
so
on the
sad.
cover. Yeah. Just because he got old didn't mean he had to get lame.
Yeah,
That was mean.
you're right.
Was that mean?
It
It doesn't matter.
no.
Number 8, 2 kinds of truth. Look, if he was listening and he heard that, I would feel like that was mean. So I'm sorry.
Well, but maybe he would be like, you know what? That young man in the plaid flannel shirt is right.
Yeah.
I should be more creative with my covers.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
maybe you did people a service. If Tom Hanks is listening, I feel really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
he's the only good man left in Hollywood.
What about Julia Roberts?
If Julia Roberts was listening,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'd be flattered.
Well, you said that thing about
Larry Crown.
Wasn't that her?
I like they have good chemistry together.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it did well in the box office.
That's
That's nothing on her.
Number 8, 2 kinds of truth. Michael Connelly. Now you got your truth.
Yeah.
That's coming in
Sure.
at 88 miles per hour.
It's the only kind of truth
All right.
there is.
It left at 3:30.
That's the only one.
Second kind of truth.
No.
All right. It's about to leave at 4:45.
Okay.
It can move 55 miles an hour.
So you have 2 kinds
but it's
of
heading
truth.
west.
One is going east and one is going west.
Yes. When will these 2 truths collide?
I don't know.
All right.
But it's going to be spectacular.
Yeah,
with
Michael Connelly is gonna. That's the climax of the whole book.
it. Really?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Number 7, origin. Was that a funny bit?
No.
Really?
It started strong, but then we didn't have anything to close it up with.
Okay. Number 7, origin by Dan Brown. This is the story of
Prequel?
how Wolverine got his medal.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. What if how Wolverine got his medal was there how he got like really tough? Yeah. Yeah, it's just he was at a store. He picked up Metallica's Black Album.
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't make any sense.
I'd watch it.
because you'd watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
not?
he did get his motorcycle. He got a motorcycle
That's
in
true.
X-Men Origins
Yeah, he
and a
did.
jacket.
He got a
put on a
jacket.
leather jacket.
Leather jacket.
Yeah. Can Wolverine get a tattoo?
No.
Will his healing ability allow him to be tattooed?
No.
Well, he can't get that medal then.
No, he probably can't.
People are like, "Where's your tats? If
Yeah.
you're so metal."
He'd be like, "Look, bub."
All right, number 6 is new this week. Artemis.
Really on number 6. Wow. Okay.
Artemis by
All
Andy Weir.
All right. Now, does anyone plant any kind of starches in human feces?
No.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? This guy wrote The Martian, which was a big selling book.
Yeah.
And then it was a big movie
Yeah.
with Matt Damon. It made a lot of money.
Okay.
And he's debuting at number 6.
I don't know that he has a ton of name recognition for one. And I sort of feel like Martian was kind of a one and done type of book.
Small-time smuggler living in a lunar colony schemes to pay off an old debt by
mistake
pulling
right
off
there.
a challenging heist.
Okay.
It hasn't gotten... I've read some not great reviews about
Yeah.
it. He's writing a female character as the lead, and people are like, "You're not good at this."
Oh, yeah.
He's. I
That can
guess.
kill it.
I guess I read one review that said he writes the female lead like females are this other type of other species. He just he's like, oh, I had to.
Yeah.
I guess he talks about having to have people help him.
Well, they say men are from Mars. So.
Well, But this is the moon.
Oh, then I can't. I have
Yeah.
no idea. I don't know why you can't.
Number 5, The Rooster Bar by John Grisham.
Based on Clint McGavin's Paralegal.
Yeah, 3 students at a sleazy for-profit school hope to expose the student loan banker who runs it. Number 4, The Midnight. That's down to number 5. Nothing. It's been here
Grish.
for 4 weeks. So
Yeah.
number 4, The Midnight Line by Lee Child. So what's Jack Reacher doing these times? He's tracking down the owner of a pond,
Class
West Point
ring.
class
Yep.
ring,
Class ring.
and stumbles upon a large criminal enterprise.
Yep.
Number 3, End Game by David Baldacci.
Okay.
Jessica Riel and Will Robbie fight a dangerous adversary in Colorado.
No surprises here.
Yeah, maybe it's a mountain lion. That
could
would be a dangerous adversary.
be.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you couldn't reason with one.
A mountain lion?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so, no.
Yeah. How many dogs do you think you have to have with you to scare a mountain lion away?
What size are the dogs?
Let's say they're like Lassie.
Okay. I would
Collie
probably say
size.
2 lassies.
Okay.
But if we were going to talk about like any of the miniature breeds,
Like Benji.
you need to be in the double digits.
You need to have like 12 Benjis to scare a
12
mountain
Benjis.
lion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. That's good to know. How many Beethovens?
Oh,
I think just the one
That's-
Beethoven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
If you have a Beethoven and at least one Charles Grodin,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
that guy's
Yeah.
that mountain lion's out of there.
Comet. He's useless.
From the Full House.
Full House. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Christy, you enjoy the Full House books.
I do.
Christy's read. Have you read every Full House book there is?
Not every Full House book. there
Okay.
is.
If you had to pick a favorite of the Full House books,
The fact that you could pick a favorite.
I want to know. I
Says how
read
many
one
Full
about
House books
Stephanie. I read a Stephanie book because I had a crush on her when I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And I pretended like I got it from my little girl cousin Haley.
Uh-huh.
But it was really for me. Because I had a
Yeah.
crush on Stephanie from Full House.
Yeah.
Did you think of your favorite yet?
No.
Do you
No.
like the Stephanie books or the Michelle books?
I like the Stephanie books better.
Okay.
Yeah, who would want to
All
read
right.
the Michelle books?
All right.
Just like, today I learned how to put on shoes. Learned how to tie my shoes today.
It's pretty good stuff.
Hardcore 24 by Janet
Janet
Ivanovich.
Ivanovich,
At number
look
2,
out.
when a homeless man is murdered, the bounty hunter, Stephanie Plum, searches for the killer. Well, that's not... Of course she's going... I don't know.
Well, that's sort of outside the bounds of a bounty hunter as well.
Wow, I do not understand this. Number 1, Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson.
What?
Yeah.
Brandon Sanderson's in
Yeah.
the top of the list?
And I don't know how many
There's a
people
lot
are...
of heavy hitters on this list.
I don't know who's buying hard, like, actual
Seriously.
physical copies of this tome, because
Wow.
it's like his longest book ever. It's
Merry
massive.
Christmas, Brandon Sanderson.
The
He just
third
sold a lot of Christmas
volume.
presents
This
right
is
there.
the third volume of the Stormlight Archive. The War of Reckoning ends and the Voidbringers returns. You know what?
This
I
is
haven't read-
volume 3 of
Yeah.
something? Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
What the heck?
I didn't think Brandon Sanderson could get on the top 10.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was his thing. Has Mistborn been here?
I don't remember Sanderson breaking the
You know
top
what?
10.
I think I remember reading about... No, maybe I just remember your advanced notices.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is.
I guess I have to read the second book because
I
I,
guess you have
do
to.
not know how the third book got here.
Yeah.
But good for Brandon Sanderson.
Good for him.
Especially because it's like thousands of pages. It's a fantasy title. It's just massive.
I know. It's very surprising
Yeah.
that it would have that mass appeal.
I guess also like he's 5 higher than the guy who just wrote his second book after The Martian.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Beat out Janet Ivanovich and Baldacci.
Look out.
Yeah.
The old stalwarts.
All right. So I guess I got to read this.
I think we're seeing a Christmas spike there, but still, it's pretty impressive.
I've seen nothing on Twitter but people talking about they just got their book and being super excited. about
Oh,
it. So
okay.
maybe
Well
word
then,
of mouth.
yeah.
He's very conscious about an author is also a marketer.
Okay.
And like going out there and everything. So
Good deal.
Maybe it's paying off.
I guess so.
You know what we need to do? We need
What?
to talk about a book that has never been read by anybody.
I think we do.
Yeah, because these books on the New York Times bestsellers list
Yeah.
being read by everyone.
They've been read by so many
What
people.
about the ones that never got to see the light of day on the New York Times
What
list?
about them?
Yeah.
Maybe we could roll some music while we ponder that.
All right, let's see if I can find it on my new laptop. Oh, yep, there it is.
Lonely Hearts Book Club with Nick and Eric.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's so much clarity now. Kristi, did that music really, did it get your creative juices flowing?
Oh, definitely.
I knew
Yeah.
it. I knew that
Yeah.
it would. Yeah. Our thanks to Mr. Ben Lehman for that.
Ben has a
beautiful,
way with this. the
beautiful
song.
and haunting music that he played. Definitely. Definitely. Well, as you know, we're the largest public library in Allegheny County. And that means that we not only have
Uh-huh.
the best of the best up here on the top floor, but
Uh-huh.
we have some of that stuff that's been sitting around that's maybe not the best of the best.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a hidden gem. Maybe it's a hidden turd.
Yeah. So we're gonna change the name of this subject.
To hidden
Yeah,
turd.
hidden gem or hidden turd? You decide.
That'd be pretty great if we had like a Twitter poll
I
about
don't want
that.
us to be the podcast that has the segment called hidden turd.
I'm going to respect that.
You know
wish.
I don't like that word.
Anyway, for those of you just joining the podcast, God bless you for staying here this long. But
Hey,
what
did
we
you
do-
hear about Brian Michael Bendis?
Yeah, I
left
did.
Marvel.
I did. I listened to a really dull podcast about it. What we do in our Lonely Hearts Book Club segment is
Uh-huh.
I run a report. I find a book down in the stacks that's either never circulated or a book that hasn't circulated in so long it predates the use of the computer. So what I've pulled for us today, since we do have our special guest who's a young adult fiction aficionado and also
What?
my sister,
Ha.
we have the young adult classic Justice and Her Brothers by Miss Virginia Hamilton. Eric, do you know the name Virginia Hamilton?
No.
What if I were to tell you that she won Coretta Scott King Awards, she won the Hans Christian Andersen Award, the Laura Ingalls Wilder Award, and a Newbery Medal?
Wow.
Would that shock you?
Virginia Hamilton, huh?
All right. So neither Kristi nor Eric have seen the cover of this book, so I'm just going to put it up, and I want your gut reactions. Kristi, what do you think? Do you want to read this book?
No, I'm very confused by it.
She's very confused by it. And with every reason she should be. So what we have is the image of a girl takes up most of the cover. She's doing kind of a Zoolander pose there with her hand on her lip. And then we have a boy who seems to be, is he carrying something? He's just in an all denim outfit, seems to be pointing at his pocket in a grassy field next to another boy who's squatting down playing a large drum.
Okay.
Eric, what do you think?
Justice and Her Brothers.
And Her Brothers.
Yeah.
You like it? You like that cover?
No.
Okay.
It's very
It's-
70s?
It's brown. It's pencil drawn. It's not very appealing. Would you agree, Kristi?
I totally agree.
All right. If you had to know more about one of these three characters, would it be giant girl, kid in all denim,
Giant
boy squatting
girl.
around a drum in the woods?
Probably the girl.
Okay, one vote for girl. Eric, drum squatter, denim man.
Denim.
Huh. I was going to go denim too. All right. Sorry, drum kid. You just got too much going on.
Snap.
All right. So this book, let me look at the publication date for you here. This was published in 1978 and does have some stamps. It has 4 stamps in it, meaning it was checked out 4 times. The last checkout was a year after publication, 1979. All right. Original cover price? Unclear. Nope, $7.95 hardcover. Published by Green Willow Books. All right, here you go. Are you ready for the inside cover? Kristi and Eric, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
One vote
Hit
for
me
yes.
with it.
Okay, here we go.
What? I was a vote for yes.
Justice and Her Brothers, the winner of the 1975 Newbery Award for M.C. Higgins the Great, turns her unique talent in a new direction in this extraordinary novel. 4 children, 2 of them identicals, weird, find that they are inexorably linked through their supersensory powers. Kristi, do you have supersensory powers?
Maybe.
As my sibling, are we inexorably linked through our supersensory powers? Try to say something with your mind and I'll see if I got it.
What is happening?
Okay. No, I didn't get that. So
All right.
no, we can rule out Kristi and I do not have
Well, what do you
sibling
think
powers.
she said?
What I think she said? I think she said that she doesn't like your shirt. But
Is that what you were thinking?
I was
Kristi.
actually thinking about Eric, but I was just thinking, what's going on over there?
What the heck?
Interesting.
What the heck?
See,
What does that mean?
See,
What's
and
going
another-
on over here?
I might have thought about that too, but I know you too well, so I know exactly what's going on over there.
What's that supposed to mean?
Anyway, back to our story. In a few crucial summer days, Justice is made forcibly aware of how different from most people the 4 of them are and how different she is from the other 3.
Right.
And
Uh-huh.
how alike.
Hey.
This is a...
Hey.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking at you. I was trying to figure out what was going on over there.
Did you figure it out?
No, can't figure it out.
I'm not bothered. This is a... that got Kristi, folks. She's down for the count.
Good.
Let me finish this synopsis, please.
Uh-huh.
This is a tantalizing, hypnotic novel that some will call fiction, some science fiction, and other reality.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, I said I'm not bothered because that's something that our brother Steve says.
Oh.
And we say that it is not a saying. Like, we'll be like, hey, Steve.
Okay.
Steve, what do you want for lunch? And he'll be like, I'm not bothered. Which doesn't mean anything. Anyway. All right. So did you
Good.
catch this tantalizing
That was
hypnotic
the-
novel
yeah.
that some will call
Yeah, we
fiction,
got that.
some science fiction, and others reality.
Yeah.
Some people are going to read this book and
I
say,
like how your family in-jokes are more entertaining
That's-
than talking about...
that's my
Anyway.
reality.
That's your reality.
Justice and Her Brothers is an engrossing, challenging novel. It presents a picture of the world as it may become. Indeed, as it may already be.
Is...
Okay, so, folks,
Uh-huh.
what are your thoughts based on just the synopsis? Eric, what do you think?
But you just turned the camera... You said, Eric, what do you think? And then you moved the mic to Kristi.
I was prepping for after you finish, but thanks for calling that out.
No problem. No, that doesn't intrigue me. Look, you're either science fiction or you're not. Just stop.
Doesn't it say 4 children and the cover has 3?
Oh, well.
Jeez.
The plot thickens. Do you think maybe the 4th child is that drum? And that's one of his powers. It's possible. It's possible. So, Kristi, you're not... This isn't doing anything for you so far.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Would it help to know that this is the start of the Justice and Her Brothers trilogy?
What?
No.
Yes, this is the
Wow.
first in a trilogy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go to the first page. Let's go to the first page. This is for William Hamilton and Kenneth Hamilton Jr., in case anybody's curious. Chapter 1, page 1, might as well be the same day as yesterday, she thought. Who's to say it's not? Pouting her displeasure, she sidled through limp and quiet rooms. Sun baked the east and south windows of her home in a blinding yellow glaze from morning until late afternoon. All of the windows were raised and rested on small wood-framed screens that let in the slightest air movement from outside.
Mm-hmm.
But steady breezes seemed to have disappeared with the endless heat wave. She was positive it would never rain again, and she decided this morning on leaving the filmy summer curtains closed. You can see through them just as well, she told herself, and even feel the heat outside, too. Sun scorched away as strong as ever. Her dad once telling her, "A fella's prisoner to heat when he's dang fool enough to build square in the middle of a flat, dusty field."
Right.
Talking about the house they now lived in and the fellow who had built it. "Why'd you buy it from him then?" she wanted to know. "'Cause I'm no better than he is," her dad had said. "'Cause I don't get over that view down the field either." That had sure tickled her, and she laughed her head off.
Right.
All right. Are you taken from the first page?
It's not bad. It's just not intriguing.
Yeah, Kristi, what do you think? If you were reading that book and you just read that first page.
Well, I'm not a quitter, but
Okay. You might.
I might.
She might be persuaded. All right, I guess my thing would be, if we're doing this weird, like this quasi sci-fi,
Uh-huh.
I feel like something so far should have alerted us to that, even just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that she senses something, or that
Her current gift is taking effect.
but something like that,
Yeah.
some sort of little hint that she's experiencing something that maybe we're not. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah.
Do you want a little bit more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get to
All
the
right.
middle of this book,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna go in a little bit more. I'm gonna see if I can find a little dialogue.
Okay.
All right, dialogue is key. You know what? Fun fact:
Right.
this book has very few chapters. Okay, here we go. "Boo!" Justice said, coming up behind him. "I left you in the living room." "What?" Levi whirled around, knocking the skillet across the stovetop. He looked stunned, staring at her as if for a moment he hadn't known who she was. "Hey, I was kidding," she said. "You know I left you drumming in the living room."
Right.
The drummer.
Sure.
"Don't you get it?" His face had paled, and standing there speechless, he looked kind of afraid. Oh, yeah," he said finally. "Ticey, hi." "Hi," she said back, wondering at his being so startled. She laughed nervously and turned back to the stove. Playful juvenile interaction?
What's the stove going to do?
I don't know. You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. She could tell he hadn't really understood her kidding. Maybe he had just been concentrating too hard on his work, but she felt better when she joked once in a while about her brothers being duplicates of one another. It wasn't fair that she must look in the mirror in order to see herself. All Thomas and Levi had to do was look at one another. It's
Yeah.
weird.
How many pages are these?
How many pages is this
How
book?
many pages are we into?
I'm 41 pages in.
I'm trying to decide if we should have already read this stuff earlier.
Probably.
But I'm not going to judge it.
You're
She won
not.
awards.
Okay. She did. All right, let me find a good chapter start, and then chapter 6. Chapter 6. Oh, now I'm intrigued. She was inside the house without knowing how she got there or what she had thought about on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, now it just seems like she lost track of time. Not a space thing.
Keep going.
Her mom always did say that at any time, any one of her family could get an attack of the vagues and not know where they were going or coming from. Justice guessed that was her problem, and she had no recollection that she feared Thomas, but rather there was a shape of a suggestion that she respected him and his talent for drumming. It was a different
Harping on
feeling
this drumming.
from the shimmering warmth she would always feel for Levi. She had erected a barrier between herself and Thomas which surrounded her like a wall. She would be able to see over it. Thomas might see her looking, but he wouldn't be able to come closer to her than the barrier. She found Thomas behind his drums in the parlor. Heat lay trapped in the dust streaks of sunbeams. The room was bathed in stark light where the only suggestion of shadow was in the form of the drummer. He beat the snare and the floor tom-tom with his brushes. Every once in a while, he used a key on a long chain to skim the edge of his cymbals. This made a mysterious hissing sound, like a spray, a flash of tiny
A
bells.
lot of drumming.
Yeah, I agree with you, Eric.
Too
Thank you.
Too much drumming.
Just
Too much.
Yeah. Is this book about the brothers or the drumming?
Yeah, hold on. Justice and her brothers, the Buddy Rich story. That's weird. I didn't see that before.
Yeah.
I
Buddy
don't
Rich
know.
is a drummer, I guess.
He is. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yep, he is. I don't know.
What do you, yeah.
Nothing about this is appealing to me.
Yeah.
I haven't found, I mean, granted, we're just picking them out randomly,
Yeah.
but it all kind of feels
Yeah.
samesies. Yeah, so this...
Learning to drum isn't science fiction.
No.
You can do it with practice and determination. Like, yes, skill, I think, is
Yep.
required too.
You're
But
right.
it's not sci-fi. It's not
sure does.
fantasy to be
Yeah.
able to play the drums.
Yeah.
Maybe the science fiction part is that she has two brothers.
Who are? She keeps saying like duplicates. Do you think they're really like? Are they not like just twins? Are
they're
they like
clones.
duplicates? I don't know.
I don't think cloning was around when this book was written.
No, interesting here. Justice and Her Brothers is the first in Virginia Hamilton's compelling dystopian fantasy series, the Justice Trilogy.
I don't understand.
Comprised of Justice and Her Brothers, Dustland, and The Gathering.
What?
I know. All right, let's go deeper. Let me read a synopsis on book 2.
Okay.
Because we read the synopsis on book 1.
I remember that, yeah.
Book 2 is called Dustland.
Dustland. Okay.
And this is a crazy cover.
Oh.
Look at
Describe
that.
it. Yeah.
There's a weird naked alien devil man.
What?
There's 4 kids going into some sort of tunnel, and there's some sort of like wolf moose hybrid
Let's look up this
on
cover
book 2.
myself.
Okay. Thomas,
Looking it
Dorian,
up.
Justice, and Levi, bound together by their extrasensory powers. There we go again.
That
Journey.
H? Look
Journey,
at this.
I know. Journey to a future land where
Is that a
three-legged,
wolf moose?
that's what I said, human-like creatures desperately seek water and a way out of their barren world. When jealousy tears the young people apart,
I don't-
survival and finding a way back to the present becomes the ultimate challenge.
This was the sequel?
Yes. And book 3, The Gathering.
She just... Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Newbery medalist Virginia Hamilton's third book in the Justice Cycle is the riveting tale of 4 extraordinary young adults battling to save the Earth from an evil force. Cover of this one, you've got some spooky people in the background.
Yeah.
Kids in the tunnel.
Zordon.
Weird alien people. Moose wolf. I want to say scales.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
The Zordon, yeah. You got like a Zordon from Power Rangers.
Okay,
thing
now let me
going on
ask you
here.
both this. Does seeing the nonsense that's to come make you want to read the books more or less?
Yeah.
Kristi, Brooke?
Less.
Really less?
Yeah.
You're not a sci-fi?
No.
Oh.
So if you knew this was a sci-fi trilogy,